Go the street the way it was thunder and lightning last night. Wildin'. But we don't have a lot of time today. So I want to get to what we're here for. And today is just a study session, bro. So yeah, if you're not here to learn, I mean, really, it's really for me, but we can learn together and y'all can see how a genius learns and puts stuff in his brain. So yeah, what's the nigga name? So unbeknownst to me, I don't know. To me, I didn't realize that shit, that Streamer had actual classes and all that. So we're actually just gonna watch those classes and we're just gonna apply it to where we're at now. So I need to find a pen. Do this one.
First thing I would like to say is I know everybody's streaming, but if everybody keep talking and stuff like that and interrupt, it's gonna make it very difficult to get through this. I think y'all will learn something. Let's lock in, bro. I know everybody's really excited because this is a great opportunity. I bet the views are looking good. You're meeting a lot of cool people, things of that nature. But there's gonna be a long time after this where you will hopefully still be streaming and hopefully still be succeeding. So you wanna learn some of these concepts. And I'm gonna keep it practical as possible because I want you guys to actually apply some of the stuff that's going on. Before we get started, who's been here that's been streaming for more than like 2 years?
Right here.
Okay, that's about half the class. Who's a newer streamer like the last year or so? Okay, nice. Okay, cool. So we got a little bit of everything. We're gonna structure it like, quiet down. We're gonna structure like 0 to 1 million followers. So we're gonna start with the first bit from 0 to 250,000 followers. Then we're gonna go to the middle from 250 to 750,000 followers, and then beyond that. In the presentation, I'm gonna tell you like what your team should potentially look like, what you should be spending your time, potentially your money on, and certain concepts and things you should be practicing and understanding in those different stages if you want to make it to the next level, all right? If you have any questions, just ask, and we'll keep it pushing. All right, nice. So first thing I want to start by saying is this is not easy. I know it's presented like it's easy, and it looks really fun, but it's harder than you think. So this graph, I thought it was very fascinating, and it does kind of illustrate just how challenging being seen as a content creator could be. This graph is the subscriber count for Kai Cenat's Kai's Mind channel. His first upload was in December. He was at 500 subscribers in December with dozens of uploads. I'm talking about Kai Cenat. Now, granted, he was uploading as almost like an experiment to see like, he was just saying things that was on his mind. It wasn't super high appeal content. But it's interesting to think even one of the biggest people on the internet can upload dozens of videos to an unknown channel with under 500 subscribers. It wasn't until he promoted it in March where it got a huge spike and it reached 500,000. So like if you're struggling and you've been doing it for a while, sometimes it's not necessarily that you suck. It's just you haven't quite figured out certain concepts yet. So that's what I'm gonna try and click. There's a lot of people here that's like super entertaining that I see. But it's not enough to be entertaining. We all have the entertaining friend that hasn't quite hit yet. And then we all have the friend that's maybe not that entertaining that's been doing phenomenal. You just had to, like Mr. B is not the most entertaining person, but he knows how to put together a good video. So in the same way, we're gonna talk a lot about other platforms because one thing you realize as a streamer.
Chat, make sure I get y'all a pen, notepad, road to 1 million. Cause like we're not there, but they're gonna show us what's there. You might as well apply it.
You have to be on everything. If you're not on IG Reels, sometimes you gotta be on Facebook. You gotta be on literally everything because that's how you're gonna drive the people to your stream. All right, so talking a little about that today. We're gonna start off in the 0 to 250,000 followers. If you have 0 to 250,000 followers on the platform you stream on, could you raise your hands? 0 to 250,000 followers. Under 250. On the main platform you stream on.
I don't got that much nowhere.
Yeah. You don't stream.
Yeah, like if you got Instagram, you don't stream on there, you got higher followers than your streaming platform.
It don't matter, just the main one, you know? You're just the main one. All right, so you probably heard it before. I'm going to really kind of like drill it in. You have to apply short form. I'm not even joking. Like if you stream significantly less and did more short form, you would see significantly more growth. In this current stage, and I'm gonna give you guys some certain case examples. And low-key, I wanna bust some myths too because some people have some misconceptions. So Queso is a really good example of someone who grew playing 2K content on TikTok. He was a 2K TikTok content creator. It doesn't feel like it because a lot.
2K TikTok content. Okay.
Can change in 2 years, but he was. And his channel blew up. He had some really big clips, and he was able to transition that audience into streaming. You might think to yourself, okay, that was like 2-3 years ago. How about something more recent? Joe Bart. Joe Bart did a lot of like rants, commentary style content on TikTok. He was able to transition that content. He's one of the biggest streamers on Twitch right now, but it didn't happen overnight. He's someone that killed it on TikTok. One thing you notice about both of them, they're not just good on TikTok, they own it. These guys are demons at TikTok. So it's not enough to exist on a platform. To dominate it is how you make that transition. And you might be thinking, okay, Joe Bart low-key blew up on TikTok 2 years ago. Maybe a more recent example. Here's an example of somebody I found a few weeks ago. This is a guy that makes racing content that's probably not going to appeal to most people. He started with 0 subscribers, 0. He actually started with 0 videos. All he did was post YouTube shorts. That's all he did. And they were really good. I'm talking, he was getting 2 million views a short, 2 million views a short, 1 million views a short. Really, like, to me, super interesting.
I haven't posted a short in so long, but I can do that after I get off. Shorts.
Content. If you're anywhere in the niche, then this type of content that you would want to watch. His first YouTube video, I took the screenshot a couple weeks ago. It had 680,000 views in 2 weeks. It is over 1 million now. His first YouTube video, 1 million views.
That's rare though to translate. Shorts and long form don't translate as good.
But it does on YouTube. No. So we'll talk a little bit about that. YouTube Shorts translates to YouTube videos really well now.
I disagree with that.
You're wrong.
It's like, why are you, see, this type of person that would piss me off in class. Who are you? Like, not disrespect, because you're probably bigger than me, but like, age is bigger than all of us. And if he's telling you, like, we gotta
For 12 years, and I have built so many different pages. And I'm not saying it doesn't work for him. I'm just saying I feel like I disagree that it works for him.
We'll circle back to it at the end of the talk because I'm gonna explain a few other concepts. Okay. Okay. So when it comes to short form, this actually does apply just in general. You need some sort of hook. Okay. I'm gonna say something, and it's gonna sound a little pseudo and like theoretical, but it's not. It's very, very practical. Do you guys have like an idea of what your audience wants to watch?
Yeah. OnlyFans. Yeah.
Okay.
What y'all want to see, man? Because I really don't know. Yeah, it's just
now we're talking. Yeah. Being able to like put yourself in your audience shoes is the biggest superpower a content creator have. The same way that being able to put yourself in a customer's shoes is the best power a business can have. If you don't have an idea of what your community wants to see, you're gonna airball a lot of shots. It don't mean you can't airball some shots. You're not gonna hit everything. But having a good hook is a good premise. So like, I'm gonna show some examples of hooks that I think are really good in different ways, and then you can start to think about how you can apply that to your content. The reason why I say that is because when it comes to short form, if you don't have a good hook, you're setting yourself up for failure. You only have a certain amount of time to capture somebody's interest. So what I would like to present is next time you're scrolling short form, next time you're even watching long form YouTube videos, I want you to think about what you're thinking about while you're watching it. What about it specifically is interesting? You will start to pick up a lot of strategies from the stuff you like that you can apply into your own content. Goodness gracious, Pudgy. No shirt, bro? All right.
Yo, what, bro?
Dub, you can't sit in this front row. You gotta find somewhere else. Hey, quiet down, quiet down, quiet down, quiet down, please.
Hey, listen. This is Professor of the Year for Class of 2025. This is one of the most important classes on our campus. Please listen. We're not in elementary. You see people walking, we don't gotta talk to them waving up in Jordan.
I made it.
We don't gotta be waving at people coming in late.
They came in late. I made sure to
Pay attention, please. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dean Sinet. If you're really popular on a platform, like some of you guys, like Alyssa, you have a face that people
am I really popular anywhere? I'm not, bro.
Seen on TikTok a lot. You can use your face as the hook. You know what I'm saying? If you look at a lot of A&P videos, we just use our faces as the hook. So like if, for example, who here is like known for something that, Dub, what are you known for?
Having a son and food now. EDG brother.
Okay, nice. Well, in that instance, you can use your face in certain contexts that apply to that, right? If somebody thinks you're really knowledgeable.
You didn't like my face? Okay.
Money, and you're doing a money topic, sometimes your face is gonna be the thing that hooks people. So, you know, it doesn't have to be like a big thumbnail with a fucking red circle, you know? And then like you just have to, well, we'll explain a little bit later, but it just has to be like an itch that you can hook. So I got a couple examples here. I'm gonna show you the good example first. Hopefully it works. There we go. Yeah, let me turn this motherfucker up.
Are these fake
Well, after making his apologies and claiming that he missed breakpoint, I thought we were done there, but the very next race I found myself next to him again. This time I'm driving a McLaren and in a tight battle of my own, getting squeezed onto a curb before making a move around the outside of another. Unfortunately, I get a poor exit after he taps me on the rear, putting me into the snapping jaws of the cars behind. Suddenly I find myself defended from 4 different drivers and start weaving to avoid giving a tow.
Okay, so that's an example of that's a very activating short. I can sit down and explain to you guys all the reasons why, the angles, the voiceover, where he threw it to, where he got it back. But then you could compare that short that got like 1 million views to this short, which is the same concept. Is somebody that crashed into him.
Don't you do it, don't you do it. You mother. Mother. I make it.
So it's
Nigga. That's one of my type Johns. Oh my gosh. Damn it.
It's the same concept. He did the same thing. They both had the same experience. Somebody hit him. He was playing a racing game, somebody hit him. One guy went through the effort of getting all these cinematic shots, making sure you had no chance for your attention to get lost. Another person just played a clip. There's levels to this.
What if you don't have editing skills like that?
You gotta find editing skills.
If you
And
don't
so
have
like
skills, gang, you gotta learn. Like, the more they speak out, the more I hear dumb stuff. You don't have editing skills. It's a skill. You can learn a skill. Now, yeah,
I will say, we're gonna get to it in a little bit, but a lot of the skills you hire for are actually things you should know. One, you're gonna know if someone's scamming you, if you know how it's done. But then 2, on top of that, if they're not available and for some reason you need to get down and dirty, you should know how to edit a video, you should know how to edit a short, you should know how to do all the things you hire for. That's why I know how to make lotion and shit, as the tone guys here.
W class.
So I would like to say it's not always a success, and you always have to be trying stuff. So even the biggest streamers in the building, they miss sometimes. You can do some stuff that doesn't hit all the time, but you should always be applying the principles. So I started a gaming page. In my head, I know what does that mean. The gaming page is at what? 200, it's like at 30,000 subscribers right now. It's performing well, views per video, but I'm not farming subs enough. What should I do in that instance? Lean into shorts. So not only am I posting YouTube shorts consistently now, but I also created a gaming Instagram so I could apply more shorts, and there's actually a pretty good conversion between.
I will say though, at the at DreamCon, I was in the how to monetize. They said don't make a separate page unless you're you know. So that's why we haven't made other pages yet.
Instagram Reels and content off platform. Instagram is actually maybe the most underrated thing in content right now. So let me give you a couple examples of hooks. This is an example of a hook where the caption is what makes you intrigued in the content. I mean, I don't want to sign in, so. I think it's just the internet, to be honest with you. Yeah, so first of all, that's prosthetics. It's not my real forehead. So, okay. Okay, but the premise is that once you read the caption, the bouncer says no hats, you got no choice but to fucking stick around to see why the caption says that. The caption make you want to stay to the end. And you obviously can see the hat, and just, you know, it's implied that I'm going to review the hat. But by the time you finish it, you're like, damn, that was so crazy. Maybe I watch it again. Now you loop somebody. Now you get mad watch time. Feel me? So this is an example of an Instagram reel that we posted like last week that performed pretty well. Yeah, what's that?
So a lot of my videos have POV, like you're 27 and single, so you're going on a solo date. Like I'm known for my mukbang and solo date. Do you think POV is like important? If you think that's why the videos are hitting so much because POV is so relevant?
It is impossible to answer without knowing your audience. It is like super audience specific. So I would have to look at your specific audience and see why something may or may not hit. Because something that hit for you might not hit for the next person. Feel me? So this is a thumbnail hook where the actual thumbnail, the content of the thumbnail is what makes you want to watch. So this is a clip that I deadass post. I repost it like every 3 months. But it was the intro I did for a 48-hour stream where I came down, rappelled from the ceiling. But you don't have to know any of that. It says craziest Twitch intro. Why is it so crazy? Well, why is this guy rappelling from the roof? So it adds like some interesting appeal. Who this applies for is anybody that watch streams. Why is this better than any Twitch intro I've seen before? It might not even be the best, but it's a unique one. It's unique enough to where every time I post it, it does well. I repost it like every 3 months. But in my opinion, like now you're using a thumbnail, you're using a caption, you could use somebody's face. You could even use the, what do you call it, the description in the bottom of it to interest people. So like, don't waste space. Everything they see could be another reason they discard your content, right? Think about the way you consume content. You be scrolling. You're not paying attention to nobody. You scroll. It could be someone you fuck with. You might scroll past it. So it's not enough to know people. It's not even enough to make good content. You deadass have to have the whole package. You know what I'm saying? Like once they watch the video, it has to be a good video, but you also have to package it to make it look like a real video if you want people to stick around.
What do you say, the POV, John? Yeah, they ain't there wilding out.
So when you making certain videos, you have to pay attention to the analytics and see how it's performing to see what works better for you.
Yeah, that's true. We'll get into that a little bit more, but that does apply. Yes, you're correct. So this is like, to me, this is obvious, but there's a chance that you might not already be doing it. So let's say you're in fashion, right? Let's say you're in gaming. There's really no planet you shouldn't be on TikTok. You could type in gaming, you could click the 3 dots, you can click filter, you can go by like count, and you can go this week or this month. If you don't know what's popping in your genre, in your field on TikTok, in the last 2 weeks, you genuinely don't care about your job. That's what it feels like, because if this was any other context, you would pay attention. If you were an athlete, you would kind of pay attention to the stuff you put in your body. If you're a streamer, you should pay attention to the content that's performing. This is part of the job. Yeah, can we quiet down, please? So if you
I would have been bringing button all through there, gang.
haven't been doing it, make it a habit. In fact, what I like to do is I literally create a separate TikTok, a separate YouTube, where the only thing I do on it is research. So the algorithm specifically feeds me interesting, unique, creative stuff because that's the only thing I consume on it. So I don't watch my usual videos on there. I specifically use it just to see what's hitting, what's working. Not just for stuff in your bubble. Genuinely, you'll have so many bangers if you start looking at other bubbles. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting though. Like there are French streamers with 40,000 live viewers that you've never heard of. There are Spanish viewers with 50,000 live viewers you've never heard of. It's not that they're not big, they're just not in your bubble. There's a lot of stuff happening. It's not happening in this bubble. You guys are in this Stream University bubble. It's mad shit happening in the world. If you're not paying attention to all of it, you're missing out tremendously.
So, like, who are your favorite underrated streamers or creators that a lot of people don't know about, but that you're like, they're and they have a lot of potential?
Alyssa, I think she's fire over there. Suburbs hilarious. Chibu didn't make it here. I wish she got picked, but Chibu's really funny to me.
Okay, so not me. Okay.
Yeah, not me. Okay.
What about this guy?
All right, so I would like to say, there's a good, okay, certain things you can't learn without trying. It's facts, right? I mean, sure, somebody could tell it to you, but sometimes actually experiencing it hits harder. So the YouTube shorts to YouTube videos is undefeated. First of all, YouTube shorts is just the best way to get subs on YouTube, okay? And you might be saying, like, this is Stream University, why are you talking about YouTube and short form so much? It is impossible to go as a streamer, okay? I don't know if you notice. You will not grow as a streamer by streaming more hours. In fact, you won't even grow as a streamer by making good content. You will only grow as a streamer if you're making good content and people can see it on all the platforms.
Bro, yes, I've been trying to tell people that, bro. Bro, they're asking some bullshit. But like, I've been said that. And I said that to the guys. Like, yes, I can stream every day, which will help me get my clips up, but in the long form to put on the other platforms. Me streaming every day, it's not like it's getting overly pushed, and you're gonna get your few, because I have a few followers that just came in because I was playing a certain game or something like that. But this isn't like, I don't get notification from randoms. So it just changes. Like TikTok pushes you out to non-followers. Instagram, a little bit of both. People can repost it and stuff like that. Twitch not doing that, gang. So there's a small chance that we really lock in with the YouTube side of life. There's actually a big chance. Like, who gonna be the YouTubers, chat? So we gonna see.
You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter how funny your clip was today. If niggas not clipping it on Twitter and the TikTok's not sharing it, then, I mean, nobody saw it. Your audience saw it, but they're already watching you. You feel me? So get in the habit of trying to share some of the stuff that's happening, not just on stream. The grind is not just more hours on stream. This is very prehistoric mindset, okay? The grind is having a moment and then finding ways to share it with everybody. So streaming, you essentially now are a content creator. You're not a streamer no more. It's a full-on content creator. What's that?
So how do you like do it as to like, you said that people are in their own bubbles. How do you like get out of those bubbles? Like for instance, Speed, right? He has a big fan base because he gets out of his bubble. So how do you make it so you're out?
How do you get out of your bubble? You just have to make an effort to consume different types of content that you may not particularly be interested in. It could be in a different language, it could be in a different font, but you just have to make a serious effort to, you won't leave it by accident. If you let your algorithm, it'll keep you in that bubble because that's the stuff you like. You just have to start consuming different things. That'll be on you, low-key, to just, teach your algorithm a little bit.
I got a question.
What's that?
Why you think Kai only posts his shorts on YouTube but don't post them videos on Instagram Reels?
I think I don't know. He's been talking about starting on Reels. Yeah, he's just been off for a while, focusing on other stuff. So, but just because somebody doesn't necessarily mean it's good or bad strategy, it's kind of just what works for you. Being everywhere for the average streamer works. I will also say, sometimes things apply to the biggest streamers that's not gonna apply to you. Like it might only work for them because they're them. You get what I'm saying? So like, take it with a grain of salt when you see a really, really big streamer doing something. It might not always work. It's worth trying stuff though, but it might not always work. Instagram Reels is OP. Are you who's posting on Instagram Reels here? Wise. Bro, if you are not, brother, how do I tell you, right? Let me tell you how remember TikTok 3 years ago? That is Instagram Reels today. And especially if you have an existing audience on Instagram, it's crack.
Really go up faster.
Way faster. Not just on Instagram, but it just shares shit so well. Jeremiah. You can, it depends on your niche. I would say probably don't post more than 1 or 2 times. But there's some people that post 4 or 5 times. It just depends on your niche. Some niches are a lot more acceptable to spam posts. Some niches you could deadass post the same video every week for like the rest of the year.
So you be reposting your own content again and again?
You can. You can. Like if enough time passes and a clip hit, I already post it.
Yeah. That's my question. When I post on TikTok, they flag my content for unoriginal content. If it gets clipped, my clipper sent me the clip, and I have to appeal it sometimes.
Okay, I will say, so all the social platforms don't like clipping culture. It's true, okay? And there is probably going to get nerfed at some point, most likely. They consider it unoriginal because it is technically not an original piece of content. The original piece of content is happening on stream.
It's me though.
No, I understand that, but it's still not original. Like you did it somewhere else. You're just repurposing it. Yeah. So we don't know how long this meta is gonna exist for. But while it's here, you might as well take full advantage of it, you know? This is a crazy level of late.
It's really big? Hey, we just had the same class like 2 minutes away. I know.
Yeah, I'm already knowing. I'm already knowing, gang. I'm already knowing.
AJ, I got a question.
What's that? We'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so this is like a good concept that I think everybody deserves to understand. A lot of people think the clip hit because it got views. All right, who here has had a clip that went viral and then nothing happened because of it? All right, this is common. It didn't result in anything. Like it was a moment, then it passed. You know what I'm saying?
Like it went viral and you ain't make no money from it?
Money, like it didn't transition to no views on the socials.
I mean, I think I got followed.
I want you to pay attention to this and let me know what you notice.
Entire stream room into a big ball pit. It was a lot of fun. But I left the house for a couple hours and balls have been pouring out the entire time. And you might think to yourself, like, how bad could it possibly be, Agent? It can't be that fucking bad. 100,000 balls can't be that bad, right? King.
So who cleaned that?
He is
Chris. Nah, at the time he wasn't camera. He was doing something else. But if you notice in that clip, your first thought is gonna be like, damn. Well, first of all, your first thought is Kai's gonna be mad. But then the second thought is gonna be, Well, that's a pretty crazy thing to do on stream. You know what I'm saying? The clip is actually useful to you if it makes people think I should show up to the stream. Oh, there's some cool things that happen on that stream. If you collect enough of those, they will genuinely start to show up to more of those streams. Here's a second example of
So we just need like
the same thing. Is it gonna let me click this X today? So you're gonna watch this clip and you're gonna think to yourself, oh, he's doing a 48-hour stream. Maybe I should tune into it. So your clip should naturally make people wanna come to the content. You know what I'm saying? In fact, usually before I do a marathon, I'll at least do some sort of simple TikTok saying like, yo, I'm surviving in the Amazon for 48 hours.
I've got company.
So the point is the clips can get views, that's cool. But the clips should get views and make people think, damn, I should show up to this. You know what I'm saying? So if your clip got views and it makes people think this guy's a asshole, then it didn't do you much good. In fact, it probably did you some harm. There's gonna be some mad people on Twitter and shit that just think you're a way that you're probably not. All right.
I got a question.
Okay.
I feel like I've grown at least 6 clipping pages. I know how to do it crazy good. I can get good views for all these captions.
Okay.
Why do you think, I feel like for me personally, and I heard a lot of people, why do you think when it comes to like Twitch,
Yo, let's hear a question.
why do you think when it comes to Twitch specifically, it's so hard to grow? Because I can get millions of views and understand the algorithm on all the platforms because I mastered that. But to actually get them over, I mastered the everything that you said, but it's hard to get them over because I feel like Twitch doesn't push you out. You have to collab. So the clips to me, from me personally, it doesn't translate versus like.
We could talk about the actor because being able, that's a very D's topic, but some of these concepts will help. Being able to apply short form and then what we'll talk about a little bit later, these will help, okay? All right, when it comes to understanding content, this is gonna sound like the simplest thing you heard today, but on God, half the room's not doing it, okay? A lot of people have the balls to do this part right here. You hit the live button, all right? And that's actually a big first step. A lot of people think about it, they actually don't hit the live button. But then after that, a lot of people skip this part. They fill it out, but they don't actually look. They don't actually see what the chat was saying. They don't see what the numbers was doing. They don't actually analyze the content to see if it performed. But sometimes they do. And then they still don't do this part, which is make the actual adjustment. What this looks like is, do we have any gamers in here that do gaming content? Right? Let's say you playing Valorant. All right, boom, you just did the content. You analyze the content. You know your stream doesn't like Valorant, okay? Maybe it's falling off, just watch now, we don't know, okay? You actually aren't making the adjustment. I've seen it so many times where it's like people are sabotaging themselves because there's something they want to do and it's technically not in line with what their chat wants to see. You streaming. At the end of the day, when you stream, you either entertain or inform. So if you're an informative nigga, then you could, spew the knowledge, share, help people. But if you're an entertainer, you actually genuinely have to entertain. If you're doing something niggas don't want to see, you're not entertaining. You're actually just selfishly entertaining yourself. But which is okay if you don't care about growth. But if we're here to talk about growth and you want to grow, it has to look like this and genuinely making that adjustment.
So what would that adjustment look like?
Like not doing Valorant. Like trying something else. You have to explore. While things are going well, you have to explore so that if things don't go well with that anymore, you adjust. I used to be in the 2K community.
But we have to find something that goes well. What goes well for us, chat? I mean, damn, I ass streamer. I'm low as hell. What goes good for us? My hero went well, I feel like. My hero. Good. IRLs. Meh.
I knew what it was like to rely specifically on one game. It sucked. If the game was ass, what happened? Views were down. Nobody cared. It didn't matter how much they liked me. They wasn't gonna watch content for a game they didn't care about. You know what I'm saying? You learn that lesson the hard way, and then once you get the momentum back again, now you start AMP. Now you start doing different types of content. You have to learn from these situations.
Okay, so I kind of have that problem right now. Like I feel like I'm stuck in one game.
Okay.
So did you just like experiment and just do other games that were popular, or like what kind of things did you do? Did you do things that were like just trending?
Yeah, so if you want to do games that you think have the same audience as that one, and try and create some appeal into that game. Okay. So what game do you play?
Marvel Rivals.
So you maybe like, I mean, Overwatch would be a shitty game to go to, but essentially, I appreciate it. So essentially, you want to find a game that has a similar audience and try and create the most high appeal stuff you can lead with to make people think like, hey, this is not so bad.
Would you do like multiple games at the same time? Like if it
Explore, like what Jinxie did was a really good example. We'll talk about it in a second. Where he did Rainbow Six nonstop, right?
Yeah, he did.
But now he could kind of do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
He didn't start that way.
Yeah.
Like he experimented a little bit with certain games that had similar communities, and then he was able to now he's so varied he could play any game and it's gonna pull.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of.
So we just gotta lock in. All right, bet. And we're gonna do.
Strategy to it. But a lot of what's gonna work for that is being able to see what other people did. Back when I was making 2K content, there was a few people that pivoted away from 2K content.
Yeah.
And I studied the out of that. Like I was on their page, like he dropped this video, then he dropped this video, and then he went over there and did that. Feel me? But that informed me. So most of the time, the stuff you're doing, people have done it before.
Okay.
Follow the blueprint.
Thank you.
All right, speaking about that, who here is not in a niche? You just do whatever, whenever. Okay? All right.
No, I mean like.
So I will say, the people that are in a niche, you have a higher likelihood to grow faster. There's other variables that can matter, but being in a niche helps a lot because it makes your content definable. When people look at you, they want to think, what's Suburb Baby content about? If they can't put a word on what his content's about, they're gonna struggle to with that content straight up. When you can identify what something is, it's easier to identify with it. Like if I say Easy's a really nice person, I like watching streamers that give me a good vibe. Now I know that's the type of content that I like. You have to be identifiable. Being in a niche makes that a little easy. It's not necessary, but it genuinely helps. Let me give you some examples. Jinxie, we talked a little bit about him a second ago. He grew exclusively on Rainbow Six. He wouldn't touch another fucking game, right? Now he can play whatever game he wants. He could have went IRL. He could have did a whole lot of shit that he wasn't into that. Dashie is another good example. I don't know how many OGs here know Dashie. He's one of my favorite content creators. Before he ever had a gaming channel, he had a voiceover skit channel. And he dominated. He had millions of subscribers. It wasn't until he dominated that field, he pivoted to something else. You'll see a lot in entertainment. 50 Cent dominate music, right? Then he's like, oh, what do I want to do next? I'm bored. Now he goes into film. He dominates film. Now you can do next. Be transitioning out of the niche before you conquered it. You can, but there's going to be a trough where things look a little ugly. You know, money slow down, views slow down. You could do that. I've seen it happen. Ron is a good example, right? Where Ron had a dip, but then he was good enough to where he was able to bring it back. And now, like, I saw him at 110,000 people at 4 a.m. yesterday. So it doesn't mean you can't pivot out of niches. Sometimes niches scare people because you think, oh, I'm a creative soul. I don't want to do one thing. I don't want to be in a box. Sometimes the box is nice. And just so you know, even when you don't think you're in a box, you just happen to be in a big box. Everybody's in a box. Duke and Speed, good examples of two NBA 2K content creators that grew to the peaks in their games before they transitioned and did other stuff. Duke doing lifestyle stuff, and Speed obviously doing the IRL streaming. Okay, this is like pretty practical. The biggest streamers are doing it, and it's not a secret. The guy that's synonymous with YouTube is streaming on Twitch. The guy that's synonymous with Twitch is now streaming on YouTube. It's not an accident. Like, they're watching what's happening and they're making adjustments. Streaming exclusively to a platform that's not paying you is just like, that's kind of like only playing on PlayStation, but you could afford an Xbox and a PC. Like, you can, but you're gonna miss out on some stuff. So you might as well stream on all of it. We're on YouTube and Twitch right now.
But how can I do Twitch and TikTok? Because TikTok.
You can do that too. A lot of people do that too.
Like on this.
Yeah. It's just like the issue with TikTok is if you say nigga one time, you're out of there. Yeah. So that's, for me, it's like, yeah. Nah, they fry you. Yeah. Kai's niche? Early days, Kai did a lot of prank content, ding dong ditches and stuff like that. He was on campus, he was doing a lot of like.
All right, so we gotta stream YouTube and TikTok more, which is fine. We can do that.
Datey type of style content. Then he was with us in A&P, and then he started doing like IRL content. So like everyone kind of starts a niche. Kai's a little bit of a hybrid though. I wouldn't say he was in a clear niche. Yes.
I switched my niche fully.
That's good. And
I used to be hot tubs with girls. I was like slapping ass.
Yo, quiet down. Everybody listen to him.
I always raise girls, mad bitches, slapping ass. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mad
orange.
bitches. We don't call girls that.
And then
No, he's good. He's not talking to you though.
Yeah, I switched to all dude content, and I chill with the bros and have fun.
Yeah, they frying me. Shut the. He should have doubled down.
All right. In this stage, if you have under 250,000 followers, it's going to be tempting to stream more, to come up with stream ideas. I promise, you need more short form ideas. This is what your day should look like. You should genuinely be spending 60% of your day on short form. This is not an exaggeration. This is not shock value. In fact, it might be a understatement. I would dedicate maybe 40% of your time to streaming, 60% of your time to shorts. If you don't have a shorts person, that's okay. Make him yourself.
Is that clips?
Yes, yes, shorts, TikTok, IG Reels, all that, yes.
Your own platform, or can it be on the Clippers platforms?
It could be whatever, as long as people post it. Yeah, because shorts barely make any money anyway. All right, so this is, okay, I'm gonna do this for every stage just so you guys get a sense, because I know hiring is like a little bit of like nobody talks about it. But this is what my team looks like. So I have an operations guy. Yeah, he's in the tone suit. We got creative and camera, Marcus, but he's club director. Operations like get shit done. You know what I'm saying? So like, yo, we actually needed the stand built. He's getting a stand built. We need this for stream. We have this idea. Let's pull this off. He's the one that makes ideas. Like he gets the physical things to make the ideas happen, right? Tech. If you do, who does like a lot of IRL streams primarily? All right, there's a world where you might eventually need a tech person. Like if you start going to Amazon to survive and you know you have all these sets you want to create and you have all these segments, there's a world where it might be helpful to have a tech person, but not at this stage. A manager, this is the person, manager or agent, they want to get you deals. They help you with stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like from time to time, day-to-day things as well. Assistant, I know it sounds like assistant is like a luxury, but if you're making like over $1 million a year, I don't know how many people here, I don't want to pocket watch everybody, but you will hire an assistant and you will go, oh my God, I've saved myself so much time. What are you gonna do with that time? Put it back into the content. But so you're making way more than you paying an assistant because you freed up your time. So assistants, I know it seems like an extra, but genuinely is probably one of the more functional roles, but not yet. A channel manager / editor, they can help with shorts, but primarily these are people running your YouTube channel. You don't necessarily need that yet. Shorts, this is actually the main thing I would suggest. If you do have some extra bread and you're looking to grow as a streamer, this is the main thing I would try to invest in, okay? And then accountants and lawyers, once you get to a point, people sue you for everything. So you might potentially need one, but not at this stage. So next stage. This is like a little bit of the middle ground. In this stage, YouTube is the game. If you do not start doing YouTube, I promise, once you become a bigger content creator, you'll be like,
all right, chat. So we're gonna stop there because we just need to focus on this, right? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna star this video. And then boom. All right, chat. So we have the plan now. All right, let's go over our notes. Stream on everything. Shorts are more important right now, so we have to get our shorts up. Our shorts, TikToks, Reels, which we have been definitely lacking in. Good hook, good captions, good thumbnails. YouTube. Twitch is not the meta no more. We're not leaving Twitch, obviously, but we're just gonna be on YouTube a lot more. Preferably find a niche because we don't have one, chat. Like we don't. We just gotta lock in. IG Reels, 1 or 2 a day. And then what niche do we want? We could do anime games. Like there's no new ones. And like anime games ain't even that good no more, bro. So what is our niche? It could just be like, let's see. Shit, chat. I think we got it though, cause like we're seeing it and we're gonna put it into practice and we're gonna go from there. Yeah, it's no. My stomach hurts. God damn, I gotta poop. See ya, chat. Not even gonna troll y'all. Well, actually, we can make clips. We're clipping together. We can make some clips together. Now I'm gonna lock down some clips with my music on. And yeah. So today was a good class. I'm gonna upload this also as a YouTube video. So yeah. See y'all for the next session. I can still go. I'll try music though. I'm not gonna do that to y'all. Wagwan. I ain't seen Shorty in a minute.
Yo, get money, get gal, get back too. Hair done, face down with a back too. Only talk if I got my back to you.